these teams have a lot of patience offensively at the plate, really challenge a pitcher to come more on. And especially for a freshman in Cam Harrison, who throws a beautiful curveball right at the knees to get herself right back into the count. It's going to put a lot of pressure on her to find the strike zone. And as a pitcher against Oklahoma's offense, you just feel like you have to be so perfect.
Caught a piece of Dayton, and she'll head up to first base. So the leadoff runner is aboard for the Sooners against Cam Harrison.
And Cam Harrison is going to rely a lot on her curveball and her rise ball. She'll mix those two pitches, can throw that rise ball at different levels. Will also mix in a changeup. If you're going to approach her, if she's more upspin or downspin or more up in the zone or down, she's definitely more up in the zone. Going to have to be careful with Oklahoma's power.
Well, certainly Nellie McEnroe-Marinas has some power. The redshirt freshman from Hawaii, already 5 home runs this year, and has hit extra bases twice already in the series, including a home run yesterday in Game 2.
Well, and this is a big swing, too, because it set the tone for Oklahoma for the entire day. Early in the first inning, got them on the board. That 1-0 lead that she gave them held for the entire game until the 7th inning. But the redshirt freshman, one of the captains on this Oklahoma team.
Career, remember, redshirted last year. Now Oklahoma switching over from the Big 12 and has been a huge help in Oklahoma's effort to start undefeated in SEC play. Takes the 2-0, deep left field. Back on it is Kramer and makes the catch at the track with the wind drifting in a little bit from left field.
From our perspective, I thought that was going to go a little bit further than that. Leave it to Reagan Kramer to have a lot of time to track it down on the warning track, but I think she got a little jammed on that hitter's count, that 2-0 count. Huge out for the freshman.
So one away for Ella Parker, who has started the year as one of the top hitters in the country. Those numbers haven't quite bared out in this series. 0 for 6, but was hitting above 500 before the weekend here in Fayetteville.
Yeah, that's rare. I was actually, filling out my scorecard, and I put what they did for each of the first 2 games in a little box next to their name, and I wrote down 0 for 3, 0 for 3, and it just didn't feel right next to Ella Parker's name. She is not the type of hitter that stays quiet for too long.
Well, with Abigail Dayton over at first base, you got to be careful. Already 10 stolen bases in 11 tries this year. And the way Patty Gasso goes all gas, no brakes offensively. Anything is possible with somebody on for the Sooners. There goes Dayton, and the throw down is off the line by Kennedy Miller. And the Sooners with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first.
I think Courtney Deifel might challenge this, and in fact she's going to her home plate umpire Alex Leap. I thought the tag got there before her hand got to the bag right there. Oh yeah, she's out.
Arkansas is challenging the play at second base. The call in the field is safe. This play is under further review.
That should be a pretty quick one in my opinion, but the all gas no brakes thing, is that a pun with Gasso? Had you thought about that one?
After review, the call in the field is changed. The runner is out. This is Arkansas's first challenge.
It's a huge out. Kennedy Miller stepping up, helping out her freshman pitcher. That was a great tag by Riho, the shortstop.
Wipes the go-ahead run off the board. And now Parker at the plate with 2 outs in a 3-1 count. Upstairs for a walk. Now, Cam Harrison's last 2 outings have been crisp. 3 2/3, 2 strikeouts, no earned runs, including going 2/3 of an inning yesterday during the doubleheader. Struck out 2 Sooners in her brief appearance out of the pen. But how big would it be for the freshman in her first SEC career start against Oklahoma, no less, to get out of the first inning unscathed.
And I would give anybody confidence, but especially a freshman going up against this lineup. And Coach Teifel, who is the head coach, also the pitching coach on this Arkansas staff, going to go out and talk to Cam Harrison about finding the strike zone and really just trusting her stuff. I guarantee that's the biggest message right there from her pitching coach and Coach Teifel. Trust your stuff. You have to go at them and let your defense make plays. Both Arkansas and Oklahoma have two of the best defenses in the country. So Arkansas, only one of the best defenses Courtney Teifel said that she has ever had since she's taken over this program. So trust your defense, challenge these hitters.
Entered the weekend top 5 in the country in fielding percentage. Here is the 1-0 to Cassidy Pickering. Pickering, a preseason All-SEC sophomore from Humboldt, Texas.
Just missing high with that rise ball and curve ball both. And you ride a fine line, too, when you're a pitcher who lives up in the zone and you're struggling with your control. When you are a pitcher who is more up, that tends to be the pitch that gets elevated for a home run out of the ballpark.
Strike 1 to Pickering. Go ahead run at first base with 2 down here in the top of the first at Bogle Park. Arkansas trying to hand Oklahoma its first loss of the season. And I believe there was a pitch clock violation there.
Pitcher, ball on the batter.
Indeed there was. And so because of the illegal pitch, the result, ball 4, and now 2 on and 2 down for Sydney Sanders.
We saw a few of those yesterday, too. A timing violation. Probably more in the past couple of games than I've seen in a while.
All 3 runners to reach in this inning for Oklahoma have either been by hit by pitch or a walk. So after there were nobody on and 2 down, after the runner caught stealing at second base, back-to-back walks issued by Harrison, and now the senior Sanders, with some pop in her bat, has a chance to open up the scoring for the Sooners. Well,
Oklahoma's offense notoriously in the past few years is so good at capitalizing on free passes. In game 1, yesterday, the doubleheader, they walked 8 times, 5 in game 2, so 13 walks in 2 games yesterday. Capitalized on a lot of those. And that's why Courtney Teifel is going out there and telling her freshmen, hey, trust your stuff. Throw strikes right here because it's good enough to get swings and misses like that.
2-2 from Harrison. And a full count now to Sanders. And she goes down swinging, a big-time strikeout by the freshman Cam Harrison to get out of the 2-out, 2-on jam. Well, starting in the circle for game 3 for Oklahoma is the Campbell transfer, Isabella Smith, one of 3 newcomers in the regular pitching rotation for the Sooners this year.
Yeah, excited to see what Smith has today. She'll rely heavily on a rise ball, big pickup in the transfer portal in the circle like Oklahoma tends to get year in and year out. A couple of times she's gotten conference pitcher of the year at Campbell before coming over here.
We'll take on an Arkansas lineup that is hoping to get more of what they had in game 2 yesterday. A lot more active at the plate, doing a better job of driving in runners on base after they were blanked in game 1, 7-zip. And of course, you can't talk Arkansas offense without Bree Ellis, the best home run hitter in the history of the program after transferring in. Leads all Division I players with 61 career homers.
I think she knew we were talking about her and decided to hide behind some teammates there. But 5 on the infield for Arkansas. This is how they've played, for Oklahoma against Reagan Johnson. This is how they've played her all weekend. Trying to pinch in the infield, anticipating her to put the ball on the ground. They want to give themselves another infielder to make a play, ready for a ball on the ground and a quick play to one with her speed.
They have pitched her so well in this series. One of the toughest in the country to strike out. As she bounces it to short, and a quick throw over to first is in time.
That way, so there are 3 all the way on the left side of the infield, anticipating a ball like that to be able to get her out like that.
So you score at 4-3, even though it was hit to the shortstop position.
And you know what? Just without even thinking about it, I put 6-3. So thank you. But I'm going to do a little asterisk next to that one.
One down now, bases empty for Reagan Kramer. You know, we talked so much about the newcomers for Oklahoma, rightfully so, replacing 14 players. But Arkansas is in a similar boat, right? They brought in 11 new players this year from the team that reached the regional last year with a national seed. And were upset here at home. So there's some hunger for this Arkansas team with that core contingent that returns from last year. Courtney Deifel's group losing in the regional round in back-to-back years.
And they graduated some big names too, with Ryland Hedgecock and Kylie Halverson and Hannah Gamble. Big home run hitters that graduated, and again giving them a different looking lineup this year.
Kramer takes a strike.
One mainstay, though, has been Reagan Kramer.
Yes.
And you can put her in a lot of different places in the order. Hitting in the 2-hole today, but had been hitting behind Bree Ellis, Courtney Day, and then Reagan Kramer. Courtney Deifel shuffling up the lineup.
Draws a walk with one down.
Isabella Smith is going to be similar to Camet Harrison in the fact that she's going to be more of an upspin pitcher, rely on her rise ball. That's her highest percentage use pitch, has a good changeup, but really an array of pitches that she'll work in, but throwing that rise ball the most so far this year at about a 42% clip. Drop ball just behind that at 24%.
Wyckoff punches this into left field, and it drops for a base hit. The first of the game for either team, but now 2 on. The first of 2 Bash sisters batting in the middle of the lineup for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and the numbers bear out. She is one of the best in the business, not only this year, but in her career. And can change the dynamic of the game with one swing of the bat. Down in the count 0-2 to Smith.
Had a quiet game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Struck out a couple of times and then rebounded in game 2 of the doubleheader with a couple of hits. Oklahoma has been going right at her. Smith getting ahead.
Ellis coming into the weekend tied with Taylor Shoemaker at Florida with 13 home runs to lead the nation. And then her teammate right behind her, Courtney Day, with 8 bombs coming into the year. 1-2.
That's a great take.
This first inning. Ellis lifts this down the line and left and playable, giving Chase Dayton, and 2 down.
Ball does not seem to be traveling very well out to left field. Got a little jammed on that, so I understand why, but just something to keep an eye on.
It's also 45 degrees.
Does that slow the ball
morning.
down? I need to. Michelle Smith on line 1. I need to know. She'll know all the science behind it.
You would know better than I as Courtney Day digs in. First pitch swinging, flares it out of play and foul. If I'm at the plate, gripping a bat in 45-degree weather with the wind whipping around, I don't know if I'm getting that barrel around as quickly.
Oh, you've been really worried about this cold since we left the hotel
My
this
left
morning.
foot is numb, Scarborough. It is a beautiful day here, though, in Fayetteville. Sun is shining, and the cold weather did not keep the Razorback faithful home today. Outfield grass was full over an hour before first pitch as the 1-1 is crushed to left field. This could go. Yes, sir! 3-run shot for Courtney Day.
Her opportunity and puts Arkansas on the board first.
Well, this is similar to game 2 yesterday, in which Arkansas jumped out to an early lead, scoring 2 in the bottom of the third. Of course, Oklahoma countered, and the two teams traded runs late before Oklahoma ultimately pushed ahead. But this is the type of response, frankly, Amanda, that we saw from Arkansas last week in their series loss to Ole Miss. Dropped the first 2 games, and then the offense came out and looked totally different in game 3 against the Rebels.
Yeah, it's just so much I'm thinking about, and I want to say that rebound from Arkansas last weekend on the road at Ole Miss was huge for their confidence after dropping the first 2, but because they experienced that, even though it's a different team and they're playing on the road versus playing at home, they come into game 3 thinking, think about what we just did last weekend against Ole Miss when we put 20 on the board. Why can't that be us again today? Yeah, we're playing the back-to-back defending champs, but this is our home turf. Let's defend it. And I also wanted to say too, Matt, Oklahoma had 2 on with their chance to score in their top half of the inning, and Arkansas able to wiggle out of it. Oklahoma didn't score any runs, gained momentum there, took it right into their bats with that one swing, capitalizing on the 2 runners on base.
Base is clear, 2 down for the freshman Ella McDowell, and she takes strike 1 after the visit to the rubber by Jen Rocha, the pitching coach for Oklahoma. McDowell has had a great start to her first season on campus, hitting above 350. Lines this into the gap in right center and tracked down by Hannah Cord to end the inning. But first home run of the season.